Welcome back to Muskogee Phoenix Media Days as we talk football. And on this session, we're going to talk Eufaula Ironhead football with Coach Larry Newton Jr. and some of his players. And so we'll start with you, Coach Newton. As you look at the preseason, you look and say most teams would think, gosh, you've got only 4 players back on offense. Wow, this could be a tough season, but I know you guys pretty well to know that it's more of a reload for you guys than it is a rebuild. Talk a little bit about some of the guys you got back and your outlook for the season.
Yeah, we got a lot of new faces, with the freshmen coming up. Lost some very good, players. I mean, we lost 2 All-Staters and then an All-Star by class. So, those are those types of guys that it's hard to replace. But we always talk about reloading and going forward. The good thing is with us is we played a lot of games last year, and a lot of kids got in. There was, I tell everybody we only played 3 full games last year. As far as the starters all the way to the end. So that's a lot of playing time for a lot of kids, and probably 8 of those games, 8 of those were done at halftime, to where we didn't even start the starters coming out. So, and there was a few that we were done in the second quarter. So those guys got a lot of playing time. It's still a different feel whenever you're not the ones that got the lead on that board. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go. But we talk about it all the time of it's next guy up. So that's the way it's going to be.
Let's talk a little bit about your offense. You lost, of course, your big All-State guy, Khalil Deer. He's gone, but you've got your quarterback, Luke Adcock, back to really kind of stabilize things. Talk a little bit about what the offense will look like.
It's going to look a lot like I think what it was last year. Brett, he couldn't play last year on the offensive side because he had a broke wrist and had to play with the not a cast but a splint the whole time, so he wasn't able to get on that side of the ball. And like I said, probably going to move Caden to the running back position. He was one of those guys that was out there on the edge last year with us. We feel like to replace our running back with that we had last year with Matt was he's a lot similar like Matt. So I think it's going to be a lot of the same thing. I think we'll be better up front by the end of the season. We've got some good guys coming. As long as we can stay healthy there, then I like our chances there.
You talk about Caden at the running back. I know you've got a couple of others that might fill some time at the running back spot as well.
Yes, we do. We've got Ontario Ellen and then Gavin Watkins. The thing about Caden is he's proven himself over the summer. He's been there every day and really has worked his tail off. All these guys have. And like I said, we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay, let's talk to some of the players and get some thoughts from them. We'll start with Caden Bumgarner and talk a little bit about what you've done. Coach talks about how well you've worked during the summer, kind of what you've done to really feel like you deserve that running back spot.
I've just showed up every day, put in the work, just do what he asked me to do.
How much did you get play last year?
I played both ways. I started on defense, I would say about 75% offense snaps.
If you had to tell me what your biggest asset as a running back is, what would it be?
My mentality. I just got that dog mentality. I'm just going to keep going.
All right. And we got Brett Pippinger over here on the end. You looking forward to being able to play a little more at receiver this year?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can contribute in whatever way I can to win.
Do you have a preference on which side of the ball that you play on?
I mean, I really enjoy defense. It's a lot of fun to me, but I really hope to help out on offense this year too.
What do you like about defense?
I just like getting to hit people. I enjoy it.
That's usually the answer I get. Okay, let's move over there to the right of Choach and talk with Luke Adcock, a quarterback. Last couple of years, he's got over 4,000 yards in passing. What kind of goals do you have set for yourself this year, Luke?
I like to score like 25 passing touchdowns and pass for about 2,500 yards as well. And
get you up over close to 7,000 yards
Yeah.
for your career if you get you're there. Talk a little bit about how you have worked during the summer. You've got new receivers basically a lot that you're throwing to this year. Talk a little bit about how you've worked with them.
yeah, just getting everybody to show up day in and day out, getting everybody just catching footballs all summer, that type of thing. Just everybody next step ahead, that type of mentality.
Do you all play passing league in the summer?
Yeah.
So did you work extra hard on kind of zeroing in on your new receivers a little bit?
Just try to make them get as much reps, quality game reps as possible.
Okay, and then let's go to the line and talk to Darren, or Draven, I'm sorry. Talk a little bit about the line. You're playing both ways. Not an easy task this time of the year.
Nope, we graduated a good line. We got a lot of talent and a lot of big guys this year we're going to have to put together. But I think we'll have the talent to be better than what we have previous years after this season ends.
Are you a senior?
No, sir, I'm a junior.
Okay, you're a junior. Luke's a senior, so I'll ask this question to him. As a senior leader, tell me a little bit about what your leadership style is.
It's the same thing as what I said earlier, kind of just showing it up day in, day out, giving it everything, making sure the younger guys see you working hard. And, my biggest thing, I always try to lead by example, and show them kind of the steps to take and whatnot.
All right. Coach, Eufaula is a team that has been in the playoffs year in and year out for the most part. How do you instill that expectation, especially in a year like this when you have so many young players coming in?
Ours goes back in the summer. We just work so extremely hard, and we expect it, we demand it, and like I said, I demand a lot out of these kids, showing up in the mornings and working out, and for the most part they do a very good job. These guys here, they can tell you it's not very easy to be an Ironhead, so we talk about that all the time. So if we could keep on, the biggest thing is stay healthy, throughout the year. In small schools, that's the way it is. You've got to stay healthy and got to have some luck. And last year we had, was able to do both of them. We started out the past 2 seasons, really, we started out kind of banged up, but by the end of the year, we've got a full squad and we're still, able to go, pull ahead. But no, it's a challenge every year to be able to do it. And I talked to Lauren one day, and I was like, man, I don't know how in the world you guys keep those kids focused to, just keep on winning those state championships, because it's hard, to be able to go compete at that level day in and day out. So, they just they know what's required of them in the summer, and they know it's not going to be easy. So, we try to be tougher on them in the off season than we are during the season.
Got a couple of changes in your district this year with redistricting. Any thoughts on that?
It's going to be out the same. It's going to be, it's still the same people that's, at the top. We got the challenge we got to go do. Every game is important. It doesn't matter who it is. We go out and we compete against every team. I told these guys several times last year that, we're going to be in a dogfight this game, or this not going to be easy. And then, we jump out ahead and get on people, and they just make it look easy, and that's what I tell them. But it's always a challenge going into it, every game, to stay focused. We've been very fortunate these past 4 years not to be, beaten in our 2A district. So, that's something we're keeping on trying to, perform and do. And it's, we've got the target on our back. We were semifinals last year, and everybody's coming at us. So, we've been there to where we've been chasing people, and we're still chasing people. So, and Vianne's one of them. Game one, they've got Washington right off the bat on 0 week, and they'll have all the kinks worked out by the time we get ready for us. So no, it's a challenge.
And I'll ask Luke this final question about particular games maybe you've circled on the calendar for this year. I got to think, as Coach said, Vianne is one of those games. And, of course, there's always the McIntosh County game with Shakota. Talk a little bit about those two.
Oh, yeah, those two definitely, I'd say year in, year out, are our biggest games for sure that we look to, especially first of the season. Of course, it's different when you get into playoffs. But for the first of the season, yeah, those are the two big ones that we have circled, and the two that we want most.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Coach Larry Newton Jr. and your players for being here on Phoenix Media Day and talking about Eufaula Ironhead football.
Thank you, guys.